Hi, how are you? Alright, so it's been a little bit since I've done a reading, and this week has still been a little icky. I've got a like pain in my neck and my back. Like, it started the other night. One of my friends came, and she actually had a pain in her neck, and like as soon as I went downstairs and I was like talking to her, I started having this like, and now it's like down low, I guess near my like little shoulder cuff, but it's been horrible. Every time I like sit, I just end up like trying to massage it out because it feels like it's something stabbing me. And then earlier I had a friend try to like help me get rid of it, and it got rid of it. It like, I could feel it go up and out, but then it happened again. So I don't know. I'm gonna try working with it, but I've been dealing with that pain after having my teeth removed, and dealing with that pain. This week has been having a lot of physical stuff, and then a lot of emotional stuff. Like last night I went out to get a shake, and I ended up in tears on my way home. And it's just like everything, there's just so many things coming up from the past, a lot of stuff coming up from the past for us to heal. So if you've been feeling emotional, if you've been having physical pain, just know that it's normal for right now. We do have the Taurus full moon coming, and that is going to bring up a lot. And Taurus is like a slow, steady energy, very, very determined. So you may be feeling like it may take a little bit for you to shift, but just take time out for yourself. Take time to relax. Get something. Alright, so I'm pulling for the collective, so this is for men and women, and this is overall energy right now. We have the Queen of Cups, so this is connected to our emotions, and I feel like even though there's a lot of stuff coming up to be processed, we are still like in that high energy. We're recognizing the things. We know when we're being triggered. We know when we don't feel good. We know what we need to do, and it's kind of like, it's a matter of doing what we need to do. I feel like a lot of us know what we need to do, but we kind of just like sit and procrastinate. It's funny because if you look at this, she's kind of just like sitting there like do. She's looking at all she knows and all she has and all she's accomplished, but she's not really making any actions. So I do feel like this is what we are in this type of energy right now, where we kind of just have to get up and start making those moves. And I feel like this thing in the back is like connected to being stabbed in the back, you know, or feeling like being stabbed in the back. And that can bring down your vibe, that can bring down your energy. So if you've been, you know, going through stuff with people, if you've been going through stuff with the past, if you've been going through stuff, you know, just emotionally, it could be like, I just don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this work anymore. I don't want to, you know, deal with this person anymore. I don't want to go to this place anymore. There's so many different things it could be connected to, but you gotta stop being in that vibration of like, I don't wanna, and just start doing what you do want. Like, think about what you do want and what will make you feel good, and then start focusing your attention on that so that you can come out of this like slow, miserable, blah type of place. And then we have the Three of Swords in reverse. So this is like heartache, and I feel like obviously the heartache is connected to how we've been feeling like kind of down. So whoever has hurt your heart, we want to take this and we want to flip it around. You know, this could be people that you had romantic relationships with. This could be family members. This could be, you know, friends. You know, I've been having moments of sadness connected to the loss of friends. You know, like every once in a while I'll see something, or you know, want to do something, and then it just reminds me of people that I was once close to. You know, if you've lost a family member or somebody close to you recently, like that can be coming up. You know, I've been having a lot of triggers with my mom over this past week, and this is what the energy is right now, and it's going to stay like this for a little while because we've got that energy of the full moon. We still have the Venus retrograde, and so Taurus and Venus, it's like that's just going to be amplified. I know there's a lot of other stuff in play right now too that's causing different things to come up, but it's an opportunity for us to flip this around. And in any relationships that you may be holding on to that aren't serving you, that you deep down know in your soul you need to let go of, you want to just let go of it. You know, like, I've been making necessary actions to stop the triggers. You know, like, if I see something that triggers me on Facebook, I will, like, delete and block it. If I see something that triggers me somewhere else, you know, I disconnect from it. If somebody, because, like, I even have people message me and will say something and it's like a trigger, and I let it be known as soon as the messages come that, like, yeah, I'm not talking about that. You know, like, I've disconnected from it. I don't want to go there anymore. That's what we need to do. You know, create clear boundaries, stop allowing for things to trigger you. You know, like, if I could block certain people from watching my videos, I definitely would, as 555 just went by. But it's like, we need to just not worry about it, you know? Like, we got to stop worrying about what other people are doing, what they're thinking about us, what they're feeling about us, what they're saying about us. Flip this around and focus the love on ourselves. You know, take these little knives out of our back and out of our hearts and focus our love where it's, you know, inward. Start focusing on the good stuff. Start focusing on all that you've got, all that you've accomplished. You know, if there's people in your life that you know are good for you, that do support you and love you, spend your time and energy there. You may have some stuff coming up for reconciliation too. You know, if there's people from the past that there was, like, it wasn't a painful thing or whatever, it could have just happened, like, something happened and you walked away from each other, that you may come back together. I feel like the twin flame peeps have stuff going on right now. So if you're the divine feminine, you may be feeling this type of energy, and what you need to do is flip around the broken heart energy and bring the focus on yourself and love yourself, treat yourself good, because the next card we have is the Empress. And the Empress, you know, it's funny today, I've been seeing so much stuff about pregnancy and babies and things like that, but that doesn't have to necessarily mean that you're spitting out a baby. That could be you're giving birth to something new. So we need to go through this process, start loving ourselves enough so that we can birth the new. And this isn't just for feminine, this is for masculine as well. This is for everybody. You know, this is a time to reap the benefits of all that you've acquired. If you've been working hard your whole life, if you've been, you know, studying and trying to heal and work through stuff, you know, you've acquired knowledge, you've acquired wisdom, you have worth, you have value, you are somebody that matters in this world. You need to rise up into that energy and start putting out to the world what you're ready to birth, whatever you're trying to create, you know, in this place of wholeness and love for yourself. Take everything that you've, you know, been through, everything that you went through, turn that love towards yourself and start creating, start making abundance, manifest the things into your life that you really want and deserve. You know, we have new relationships coming in too, and you have to trust your intuition, because we don't want to, you know, have any more of this stuff going on. We want to be trusting our hearts to guide us to where, who, and what we need to be doing. So let me see if there's any messages about how we're feeling. Oh, I guess so. So we have the Two of Cups. So I feel like this is coming up for people who have a romantic interest. If there's somebody that you've been thinking about, somebody that you're already in a relationship with, somebody that you've been interested in romantically, I feel like this is that indication that you could have a partnership with them. This could also be in regards to this, like birthing something new. You may find a partner for business. You may find a partner to assist you in, like, bringing forth all that you've, you know, acquired. If you've been, you know, healing and working through this and trying to get that self-love, focused on yourself, giving birth to all that creative stuff inside of you, and you want to, like, put it out to the world, you want to change the energy that you're in and start manifesting and creating and bringing forth abundance and aligning with your mission, you can have a partner in that sense show up. This could be people in the twin flame community again. Could be, I feel like I've heard from others, and I was seeing it for a while, that October would be a time for union. So you may be having that, you know, if you've overcome these emotions and you focus that love on yourself enough, you know, they may be coming back for this union with that Empress energy, because it's a very nurturing, loving energy. So the masculines may be coming back to receive some of that. Feminines may be letting their walls down a little bit to let it in. And if you're just somebody like on a regular journey with a soulmate or whatever, this could be telling you that, you know, it's time to take the next step. So if you've already been in a partnership with somebody, you know, it could be an indication that it's time to, you know, move in together, or it's time to, like, you know, and get an engagement. I don't really believe that, like, the whole marriage thing, because a lot of times people get screwed over. But if it's somebody that you truly love, that you want to have like a divine union with, then you could do like a union. Like you could do like a spiritual whatever. There's all different things, but I do feel like there's many different opportunities for partnership coming up. And then we have the Hangman. So you may be feeling indecisive about this stuff. You know, there may be somebody in the back of your mind that you're thinking about offering a cup to, or some business venture you're thinking about making, but you may be having insecurities. You know, you're in this creative, like, birthing a new energy. You want to bring it forth, but there is some hesitation, and I feel like it's connected to the emotions. You know, you may be like, I don't know, I've been screwed over in the past. Especially if you're in this vibe of, like, I've been stabbed in the back and, you know, things hurt, blah, blah, blah. You got to turn that around and, you know, start trying to move in one direction. You know, trust your gut, trust your heart, what feels good. You know, who do you want to connect with? Where do you want to be? What do you want to do? What brings you joy? What lights you up? What gives you this inspired energy? You see, like, it's almost like the light bulb going on, or a divine glow. Like, when you make that decision and you swing towards it, you're going to know. Because if it's not the right decision, it's going to go boom, back. You know, and this happens with us all the time. We are the creators of our reality. So if we have any doubts, any fears, any insecurities about something, it keeps us in this, like, stalemate energy of, I don't know. So we need to, you know, just kind of trust our insights, trust our instinct, and start to make a move forward, whether it be in any area of your life, whatever you've been, you know, thinking about doing, make a decision. And then we have 7 pentacles. So this is a good indication that you've been working hard, you know, you've been acquiring your pentacles, you've built a good foundation underneath you. Now is time, because you've risen into this through all the hard work that you've given, it's time to really reap that benefits and step it up a notch. You know, it's time to really, like, be like, all right, I'm going to cultivate all that I've learned. I'm going to bring forth all that I've been thinking of and dreaming of. I'm going to take that next step. I'm going to do this little thing that I've thought about. I'm going to make this investment. I'm going to change this. I'm going to see the worth in myself to accept love. I'm going to see the worth in myself to accept health. I'm going to see the worth in myself to accept, you know, true friendships and true partnerships. You get to decide, and you get to love yourself along the way. You don't have to be in this, like, stalemate type of energy. You get to dictate where you're going, you know, to pull the knives out of your heart. Take that energy, that, you know, all that you've healed, all that you have inside of you, all those emotions, so that you can move forward into life. And it's funny because we got the 10 of swords on the bottom of the deck. So it's like we have to pull these swords out, and we have to start looking up. You know, we've been hurt so many times in our lives, and we've always risen through it. So, you know, whatever's going on right now, any of the stuff that's coming up, any of the thoughts that, you know, I'm not good enough, or why did this happen, or, you know, things would have been different if, you know, stop living in the past. When you're living in the past, you're living in depression. When you're thinking of the future too much, you're in anxiety. So instead, live in the moment of where you are, creating each moment getting better, and knowing that each moment is going to get better. Stop worrying about things. You know, you can manifest a future through envisioning a positive, like, aspect. You know, you don't want to be, like, thinking, like, oh, this is going to be horrible forever. You want to start thinking about the good stuff that's in life, attracting that into your life, being in that Empress energy, and letting go of the stuff that's hurting you. So let's see what we need to know. And we've been receiving a lot of downloads. Ringing in the ears is that galactic downloads coming in. The number sequences, have been increasing, and they're not just like your regular 222 whatever. Like, we're seeing sequences of different patterns, and the ringing in the ears is coming in different tones now. There's a lot of different stuff going on. Like, you may be having like pressure, you may be getting dizzy, you may be feeling tired, you may be restless, you may feel really tired, but when you lay down you don't sleep. You may be feeling like energetic attachments from others. Again, stuff from the past could be coming up, but this is just what's happening right now. And this energy with the moon, the Taurus full moon, and this energy with the retrograde, it's going to connect to your heart a lot. So you want to start like focusing on your heart and practicing like deep breathing, relaxing, focusing on what it is that you want, releasing the stuff that isn't serving you anymore, releasing tears if tears have to come out. If you're angry about something, honor it and release it. A lot of people like to just kind of pretend like things don't exist, or that, this doesn't happen, but this does. So we need to honor it, and then release it and heal. Call on Archangel Michael to cut the cords, because, these knives in the back, they sometimes can feel like a knife in the back, but oftentimes they're cords. And every person we interact with, we get cords with. Some of the cords are good, some of the cords are bad, but you don't want to be walking around with a bunch of people's stuff on you. You don't want to be like feeling, Susan down the street when she's upset about her son. You want to be clear, and this will help you with that indecisive energy too. When you don't really know why you're feeling a certain way, it could be connected to somebody else. If somebody else has sent a cord to you, and it's as simple as thinking about somebody. If somebody's thinking about you, they're sending a cord to you. Now, if they're thinking negative thoughts, those cords aren't going to feel so great. If they're thinking positive, like sending energy, sending good vibes, like, oh, I hope they're well, those would be good, those feed you. But again, you don't want to hang on to them too long, because if they end up upset later on, you may be starting to feel the effects of that, and you'd be like, why do I feel this way? So we got to be mindful of that. Cut those cords, protect yourself, clear your aura, call on Archangel Michael, call on the galactic teams, call on the Arcturians, Pleiadians, Syrians, whatever. Just call on them and cut this, because that's going to help you to center and know where you're at, what is going on, where you feel like you want to go, and, mastering and, overcoming the emotions, overcoming the heartache and the grief, and really rising into that Empress energy, so that you can create and cultivate, have good partnerships, partnerships you're not going to be getting stabbed in the back. And all of this stuff can lead you to this, like, I don't really know if I can trust this person, and that would lead you to having the Hanged Man type of energy. So again, cutting the cords to the past relationships that bring fear or keep you from alignment with, the partnerships that you do want. We want to be mindful of that and get rid of that now, so that we can cultivate, build, and grow, and, really look at everything we've been through, everything we've acquired, everything we've accomplished in our lives. So let's see if there's anything else we need to know right now. There's a lot here. I'm going to take the bottom and shuffle more. What do we need to know? Alright. So we have the Four of Cups. So it looks like some of us are in that like energy where we're just like, life sucks, I don't want to do this anymore. And the universe is out there, this like spirit's out there like, here's some happiness, here's some, here you go. Like, I want to give you some love, I want to give you some joy. And we're like, no, I don't want it, because I'm going to sit over here in my misery pile. And we're just kind of being like spoiled little brats. We know we can overcome this stuff. We know that we can laugh and smile and have fun. Like, it shifts all the time. Like, some moments I'm running around here dancing and cleaning and singing, and then other moments I can feel like that. But a lot of times it's connected to something else. I don't always feel like that unless, like, I have physical pain or I have, emotional pain come up. There's usually something connected to what's making us feel like this. But we need to open up and allow spirit, allow the universe to deliver happiness to us. This guy's like not allowing him to bring more in because he's only focused on this. He's focused on, what's happened in the past, things that didn't feel good. He's not looking, like, he's looking at the cup half empty instead of the cup half full. you know, but even if the cup's empty, you fill it back up, and Spirit's trying to give him that liquid to fill his energy back up, to fill his emotions back up, to bring happiness, to bring joy back in. So pay attention to the synchronicity. You know, it's talking about the numbers, it's talking about like how things are amping up. The synchronicity is going to like increase, and the synchronicity is guiding you to where you need to go. It's going to assist you, so you have to pay attention, and every time you pay attention, it's almost like kind of funny the way that they do it. There's no way of like denying that it's a message or that it's been divinely guided, and you just have to trust and go with the flow. You don't want to like shut yourself off from that and stay in this like, you know, woe is me type of vibe, because that's just no way to live. And then we have the King of Wands, and I feel like this is kind of, you know, representing like we will rise out of this, you know. When we accept that cup, when we accept that offer, when we accept the love and joy into our lives again, we're going to rise up and be that master of our energy. So the King of Wands, you know, he's that, like, he's got his energy together, he's completely connected, and he's, you know, grounded, he knows what he wants in life, he's, you know, he protects himself, he cuts his cords, he does all the things that he's supposed to do, and he just exudes like that energy out of like calm, collected, powerful, respected, you know, has clear boundaries, is a loving, unconditional loving person. Like, it just, they got their shit together basically. And it's because they accept the good in life and they recognize the good in life. And I also feel like this is coming through for the masculines too. Masculines are starting to, you know, wake up and understand this concept that their emotions aren't really like a horrible thing, and, you know, they're not going to be any less of a man for shedding a tear and feeling. This is where we need to go in the collective conscious. We need to embrace the divine feminine energies more, get out of our logical minds, get more into that place of energy. And when you do that, you'll have that balance, you'll have that abundance. You won't have to work so hard to bring in, you know, the stuff in the 3D. You won't have to work so hard to bring in love. You won't have to work so hard to, you know, have that happiness. And, you know, once these cups start coming in, they keep coming in, they keep coming. So we need to honor that and honor our energy and our emotions. And we have the Seven of Wands. So this guy, I feel again, it's a message of, for the masculines, like, we need to keep working with our energy. We need to overcome the obstacles. I know it's difficult for masculines when they awaken because it seems like they go through it a little bit quicker. And there's a lot of women in the spiritual community, you know, helping each other. We have like women groups. We have, you know, this thing and that thing. And a lot of times that can be intimidating to a guy. Like, they don't want to show up to, you know, goddess club. They don't want to show up to whatever. They want to come where they know like they're going to be welcomed, where their energy is going to be welcomed. So I feel like sometimes they battle with that. And I get it, because as a feminine, sometimes we look at masculines who show up like, why are they here? Are they just here to like flirt? Are they, because there's been, you know, men out there that do that. They just show up to events just to see if they can like get in with a woman that's there or whatever, see what's there. And I feel like that can create a battle for the ones that are really awakening and looking for assistance and looking for help and looking for support in their energy. So, you know, keep rising, accept the assistance from spirit. You know, if you've been afraid to approach places, if you feel like you've been, you know, labeled as somebody, allow spirit to come in and assist you in mastering your energy so that you are, like, it's clear when you walk into a room what your intention is. It's clear that you're there for your highest and best, and the highest and best of everybody in the room, that there's no ill intention, and that will get this to cut down. You know, as soon as you ask for help, you receive help, but you have to open up and allow it too. You can't be like, oh, no, I'm miserable and I'm gonna stay miserable. You get to decide, really. Alright, I'm gonna pull from another deck. Alright. Oh, and we have the Pleiadian lineup coming up too. So that energy's here. We got the Taurus energy. We got the we got the Pleiadian energy. So Pleiades just came out. So Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. So Starseeds, you are gonna be amped up right now. Like when, alright, so November 15th to the 20th is the Pleiadian lineup. It's not, you know, it's like it's a little bit away, but the energy of it already started. Like, And when we start getting that Taurus energy, we get the Pleiadian energy. The Pleiades is located in the eye of Taurus, and it's connected to that energy. That's one of the things that helped assist me to find the Pleiadian information that I was receiving. I was receiving information, Googling information, stumbling into Pleiadian stuff, and like putting everything together, and then I started channeling them. And I receive messages from them every day. I deliver messages from them all the time. Like, I know for a fact, like, I can't deny it. I've tried to walk away from it. They just don't let you. So, they're there. And this is time for us to step into that mission. We have to channel. We have to start doing our work. And that doesn't, like, and this is uplifting humanity. Like, you don't have to be, like, on here recording readings. You don't have to be doing healings. You don't have to channel with your voice. Channeling can be done in many different ways. Like, if you're a creative person, you could paint, write, draw. If you're somebody who likes to work with your hands, get outside in the garden. Connect with nature, connect with animals, connect with Mother Earth. Just set the intention for the earth. Set the intention to assist others. When you think of somebody else, ask that somebody assists them. There's all different ways of uplifting humanity and channeling that energy through you without, making it a big deal. A lot of people get stuck with that, and they're like, I don't want to tell anybody this. I don't want to do that. But this is your mission here. This is your work. It ain't going to go away. It's only going to keep increasing. Once you're awakened to it, it's there, and it just continues. You may not be a specific Pleiadian starseed, but you are definitely a starseed if you're here for this reading, and you have a mission. And it doesn't matter where you're from. Like, if, like you're Pleiadian, Syrian, Arcturian, Andromedan, Vagan, whatever. There's a lot out there. Doesn't matter where you're from, because your mission is basically the same thing. We're here to elevate consciousness. We're here to awaken people. We're here to deliver messages. We're here to plant seeds. We're here to set intentions for the earth, to assist the earth so that we don't have a repeat of what happened in the past. And, I've struggled a little bit, like, when I do these readings, I try to hold back on stuff because I don't want to scare people or freak people out or have people be like, this bitch is crazy. But there's a lot of information that I've received and a lot of things that I've seen. This is important. We're getting to this, like, time where it's really important that you start doing this because that's what you're here to do. Getting caught up in the negativity and the emotions and the sadness and the anger and all of that, that's just holding you back from doing your mission, and it's giving more energy and more power to negative things and bad things. And we don't want that. We want to raise the collective consciousness. We want to assist the everybody here, and we want to assist the earth itself. So try to overcome all of the stuff inside of you and start focusing on your service to the planet, focusing on your service here, realizing that you do have a mission, that you are important. You know that inside of you. You have that calling inside of you. You know there's more that you're supposed to do. So trust it. And then we have trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? So again, you know this inside of you. You have this understanding, this knowing. Like, even the word starseed can incite an energy in you of, like, remembering. We've been programmed. We forgot when we came here because we had to come in as a little baby, and we go through that, like, veil of forgetfulness is basically what they call it. But basically we just come in and our consciousness is reset. But we have a predetermined plan. We have an I am presence. We have consciousness around us all the time. And we have that inner voice that's navigating us through life. And when you can constantly have something nagging at you in the back of your head, and you're, like, thinking about it all the time, you have to trust it. You have to take that action. What is it telling you to do? What do you want to do? Does it align? Does it feel good? Is it going to uplift you and another person or, multiple people? Is it going to be channeling in the energy that you're, destined to channel in? Trust yourself and start making those actions. We need to do that right now. And the bottom of the deck says, fill up your well, retreat, rest, and refuel. So this resonates a lot. And I know, like, with the Taurus energy, this may continue. We may need to take more time out. Like, I haven't been doing a lot of work this week. I literally stayed in bed, with when I had the tooth out, I was in bed with that. And then now the back pain, it's like, I just have been so uncomfortable. So the majority of things that I'm doing is, I've had an event like almost every day, or I've had people come for healings every day, but I'm not, like, doing what I normally would do. And I have a list of things that I need to do that I want to get done. Part of me feels like the pain is connected to that, like me in resistance to it. But tonight I looked at something and I was like, all right, I definitely have to do this. So take the time out to rest, refuel, and get energized so that you can see those things that like are going to guide you to what you need to do. What's your first step? Where are you going to start? You know, because I think that was part of what I was struggling with too, because there's so many things I have to do. I have so many ideas that I'm bringing forth and things that I want to share with other people, but I had to fill back up. And I'm also being, you know, conscientious of how I do things now, because I've been having issues with people, and, you know, like I said, if I could block people, I would. But we need to fill ourselves up so that we can bring forth more of what we're here to bring forth. You know, you have to listen, and, you know, if you may be feeling a little confused about, like, what do I do? Where do I start? Ask the universe to guide you. Ask the emissaries to show you. You know, every time I ask the emissaries to show me, they show me. So, like, with my list of having all these different things that I want to do or bring forth, like, one of them is just getting business cards so that when I do drive, I can give them out, because every time I drive for Uber, my passengers are always asking if I have a card. A lot of them end up subscribing to the channel while they're in the car, but I would like to give them a card, you know, so that they know more information. So that was the first thing I was going to start with. But over this past week, I've been like blocked and blocked and blocked. But then tonight, I saw something that was like, oh shit, I got to change that. So now I know where I'm going to start. So you got to look for those things. You got to look for the little push from the universe of like, all right, where am I going to start with this? Even if it's like you don't even know where to begin, you can reach out to somebody. You can look up the information. Google is your friend. You know, Google it. Back in the day, we didn't have Google. We would, you know, think about how easy things are now. Like, literally anything is possible. You can really do so many different things. And if you are a Starseed, you have these gifts ingrained into you to assist you with your mission and your purpose. So if you've been guided to, you know, start a website or start a blog or start, you know, a channel or start whatever it is you're guided to do, trust. But if you need a little bit of time to reflect on like how to begin that, do that as well. And take your time while you're creating these things. Don't just rush it and half-ass it. Like, I find myself now going through stuff that I did years ago and trying to like change it up a bit because I don't want to reflect that energy then. So as a result of taking time and, you know, working with this energy, trusting that voice, things have shifted, things have changed. And as we sit back and we refill, we are given that energy and that focus on where we need to go and what we need to do. And this is funny because all night tonight we were having, you know, mother stuff come up when I did a women's group earlier, and all of the women had like similar things, and it said this is Star Mother. It says, how can you mother yourself? And like, I think I even wrote a post a little while ago about we need to mother ourselves. We need to nurture ourselves. You know, if you have a child, or if you were going to have a child, how would you treat that child? What would you say to the child? What would you do with the child? You know, think about that. Like, think about how you would treat you if you met you in the street. Or like if you're a healer or an empath or light worker or whatever, and you always want to help other people. You always want to fix other people. You want to give them advice or whatever. You need to look at yourself and be like, all right, let me do that for me. So what would I tell me? How would I love me? How would I mother me? How would I bring this energy to me? And then do it. Because as you do that, you're going to receive that from others outside of you. Whatever you give to yourself, whatever like vibration and energy you emit into this world, it's rippled back to you. All right, and the last one is Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the Subtle Realms. So just know that there are many, many beings of light around you at this time. We're going to be receiving a lot of downloads. A lot of energy is shifting and changing. There's a lot going on up there. You know, the planets, they affect us. The moon, it affects us. You know, you may be having physical, emotional, spiritual, you know, whatever, 3D, 5D. It's all here to shift, and it's all here to change. Don't hold on to anything that's outdated. You know, keep an open mind. Like, I've had my perspective change so many times since awakening. You have to be open and realizing that consciousness shifts, energy shifts. Everything is constantly flowing and changing. Just live in the moment. Forgive people who have hurt you. Forgive yourself for your past, anything you've done in the past. Be in the vibration of who you want to be and shift the reality in the world. Emanate out who you want to be to this world, and then that will emanate back at you, and you will ripple into that vibration, and you'll be able to bring more light forth through the world, because honestly, you are part of this council of light. You have helpers, but you are part of this divine orchestration. You're part of this. So, take that light inside of you, ground it into earth, and assist as many as you can. But start with yourself. Love yourself first. Mother yourself. Trust yourself. Take that time out when you need it. Okay? Cleanse. So I hope you all have a beautiful night. I do put the description down below if you would like to get your own private reading, if you'd like a hypnotic session to go through stuff from the past. I do healings for an array of different things. So if you've been going through stuff like with a twin flame, if you're going through stuff, financially, with your career, with your passion, your purpose, your life, whatever it is, I can assist you with the cards. I also channel through trance. I do automatic writing. So if you've got questions, I can answer them with emissaries in those forms. I also can record you a reading with different, amount of cards. So depending on how many questions or how many cards you want, depends on what type of reading you get. And I also can do the hypnotic journey in person or long distance. And I also have a list of all the upcoming events and things that I offer. So if you're interested in any of those things, a lot of the stuff I do offer long distance and in person. And I'm going to be bringing forth a lot of new things very soon. So in munay, namaste.